Add the stage. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me. I didn't add myself to the stage, but I heard you. I saw your comment. There it is. Hey, I appreciate you. Oh, yeah. So we here now. We here now. Hey, so I've been uploading a lot of videos to TikTok about my logo, my dog. She's been helping me get some dog training started. I'm working on getting my next business going, dog training, and I am trying to help people, assist people. Everybody keep talking to me about this dog named Simba on TikTok. I don't know if you've seen Simba, but I saw Simba, and Simba was a unruly dog. What's going on, MJ? How you doing? Simba is an unruly dog, it seems like, and people keep saying that I should probably help Simba get some good home training, and I say I don't want to have nothing to do with that dog, not at all. Hey, so if anybody got any questions about dog training, I'm here for it on TikTok, I guess, and I'm going back to the Paula, I'm going back to the train tomorrow. I'm gonna be working 3 days straight, tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but that'll be the last few days that I work, and then after that, I'm only gonna be working 1 day a week. Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing? Thank y'all for joining. I appreciate it. I'm here. I'm gonna try and do about 30 minutes on here live, maybe a little longer if I can. If I can keep the conversation going, I definitely will. But if it slows down or I don't have anybody wanting to ask me any questions, I will just be moving right along. So feel free to ask me whatever you like, and let's keep this going. I'm both live on TikTok and on YouTube at the same time. Shaw Speaks on both platforms, and actually on TikTok, I'll be going through. Well, I'm sharing my TikTok on YouTube, so I'm gonna be going through and answering some of the comments that I have, and hopefully the people who wrote the comments. See, and this is what I'm saying. So you're gonna call Simba's mom so she can enroll him. I'm saying I don't want to have nothing to do with Simba. Everybody keep talking to me about Simba. I went and checked Simba. I did not know who Simba was, but I keep getting this comment. Like, look, the very next comment says, well, not the next comment. I got love it. Wow. I need these lessons. Amazing. And then this is who Simba need. What I'm saying is Simba don't need me. Simba need Jesus. That dog is a heathen. And for good reason, though. If you look at the videos of how she portrays the dog, she is portraying him to be an aggressive dog. So she likes that. Only bad thing is if he ever don't feel like playing the game, it's going to be pretty bad for her and anybody else around. I do not think that you should make a game out of making your dog aggressive with people. If you want your dog to be aggressive, then you train it to be aggressive, but you don't like make people who are your friends come over and play with it, because eventually your dog could bite somebody. And if your dog is aggressive and it's not well trained, then your dog is a liability. You do not want your dog to be a liability. So, hey, what's going on? How y'all doing? I can't tell who's in the chat in here. But if anybody got any comments or anything like that, want to talk about anything, ask me any questions, feel free. I am trying to be as helpful to everybody as I can with this dog training stuff. If you have questions about it, feel free to ask me anything you want, and I'll do my best to answer it. Like I said, I'll go through some of these comments, but I don't see anything. Smart, follow directions, better than song. I don't know what that means. Beautiful animal. Can you train my kids? Yes, I train kids as well. My kids listen better than my logo, and that's my dog. So I want to tell everybody how my logo got her name. So I found a stray dog walking down the street, and it belonged to somebody. And I took that dog. Well, I didn't know the dog would come to me. It was walking down the middle of a busy street. I pulled over my car and I was like, hey, dog, come here. And so the dog comes running. I thought it was going to be aggressive. It was just a little Jack Russell Terrier, but I thought it was going to be aggressive. So it comes running up to me, and I'm like, whoa, whoa. And it just jumps inside my vehicle. And I'm thinking like, wow, this dog wants to go with me. So I drive the dog home, which was only like a couple streets over from the busy street that I found it on. I just didn't want the dog to be on that busy street. So take the dog home. Dog jumps out my car, and I'm thinking, oh, he's off running again. But instead, the dog runs straight to my front door. I got pictures. I might do a little video about this on YouTube. I don't know yet. Anyway, so hey, thank y'all for all the subscribers. What's going on? Oh, Gutierrez, what up? How you doing? Hey, I'm glad to see you out here, man. I hope everything's going good for you. You still in Korea? Is that right? Anyway, let me get back to this story too. But tell me where you at. Hey, I'm glad to see you doing good. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by and saying what's up. Hey, we just having some fun on here. Oh yeah, you still there? I'll be thinking about coming over to Korea sometimes. Where you stationed at in Korea? Well, you ain't stationed, you probably retired. Where you at in Korea now? Hey, so I was at Camp Humphreys, Korea when I was stationed there for a year. I enjoyed it. Now I guess Camp Humphreys is probably one of the biggest FOBs or bases or whatever you call it over there now. Hey, that's where I was at, Camp Humphreys. I know it ain't the same over there now, not at Camp Humphreys. When I was there, it was nothing around Camp Humphreys. It was just a little bitty town outside. They didn't have any families living there or anything like that, but Camp Humphreys was the place to be. Oh, I know. It was getting big when I left, and I was there in 2001. So I was there during September 11th. Matter of fact, I was in my dorm room September 11th, and everybody came running down the hall, beating on the doors and was like, wake up, wake up, wake up. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I ran out to the day room, and it seemed like a movie on TV. It was like, and I made it to the TV just in time to see the second plane hit the tower. And I'm like, this has got to be a movie. And it was crazy because hey, thank you for all the hearts and the love. I appreciate it. Unbothered. I was in Korea, so it felt safer to be in Korea at the time than it did to be in the United States, except for the fact that you just felt like you didn't know who was doing it, so you could have been a target anywhere. So yeah, I was at Camp Humphreys during September 11th, and they had us doing patrols around the base because I was in combat comm squadron there, so I didn't really get a whole lot of I mean, you know, it was like 200 of us there. It wasn't many. But hey, I'm thinking about maybe coming overseas, doing some contracts after my kids get grown. I'm ready to get on the move again. So if you got any jobs over there, hit me up, put me on. I can come over there and work. Hey, I tell you, it was crazy because, hey, I definitely would come through. Hey, give me a job opportunity over there. I'll be over there. I'll definitely come back to Korea. I loved it over there. Matter of fact, people asked me what one of my favorite bases was while I was in the military, and I kid you not, even though I did not like working in the combat comm squadron, Korea was probably one of the best places, was one of the best bases that I ever was stationed at. Number one reason, because of the food. Number one reason was because of the cost of the food. I could get something to eat at lunchtime, pay about $3.50, and they'd give you enough to eat for lunch and for dinner. I used to go to the, what is it, the Katusa? Is that right? I think that's right, the Katusa. And then I would get chicken fried rice, yaki mandu, and some cucumber kimchi and a Coke. That's all I would get. And that would be enough food for lunch. And then I have enough left over for dinner. So I don't know if they still got there. Do they still have the Katusa there? Hey, that's one of my military partners. He's still, well, I think he retired. Yeah, the snack bar. Hey, that was my favorite place. The food was great over there, even though a couple times a year it stunk pretty bad over there. It was horrible because the benjo ditches in the fields over there, that was horrible. But the food was great. And I'm gonna tell you, to know that your rice is being grown in in water from benjo ditches, but for that rice to taste as good as it does, oh my goodness, some of the best rice I ever had in my life was in Korea. Hey, I'm sorry for the people who are on TikTok. I'm on YouTube and TikTok at the same time. Hey, I appreciate all the love, y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So if y'all have any questions, I mainly come on here for the people on TikTok so that I can answer questions about anybody who's got like dog training questions. I'm here for it. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. This is one of my partners over here. Okay, retired defense contractor in Korea. That's come a long way. Hey, I bet, man. I bet, because it was nice when I was over there. It was really nice. I was only there for a year. Didn't want to do longer than that. And then I went straight to Okinawa, Japan after that. I was at Kadena in Okinawa, Japan. I spent 2 years over there, but most of the time I was there, I was deployed to the desert. And then after September 11th, we had the war after September 11th. So I was in Qatar before the war started, and they made me stay. They made me stay because we were only supposed to be there for a short amount of time. But then they was like, hey, y'all already know what's going on. The war is about to start, so we need y'all to stay. And then the war only lasted a month, and they was like, the war is over, but we still need y'all to stay. And so I'm like, So I ended up going to camp to Okinawa, Japan, spent 2 years over there. But out of the 2 years I was there, I was deployed to Qatar, and I was also deployed to Pakistan while I was there. So I spent 1 year of the 2 years deployed. So I did not get to enjoy Japan like I thought I would. But while I was in Japan, your boy went snorkeling every single day. Every day. I ain't care. And because the weather's so nice over there all year round, I was in that water. Water was I can't even speak straight. Water was crystal clear, and I didn't see a shark the whole time I was there. Then I moved to Fort Walton Beach, Florida, and they got sharks everywhere. Bull sharks just in the bay everywhere. So water was not as pretty. And it was emerald green water in Fort Walton Beach, but that didn't compare to the water in Japan. That jump was crystal clear blue. Hey, I thank you. Thank you. Hey, if anybody who wants any dog training tips or anything, go ahead and drop them. I'm just sitting here. I'm letting everybody just feed me the comments, the questions, and I just rock with it. I'm supposed to be on here. I'm trying to shoot for an hour. Excuse me. I moved that back. I'm trying to shoot for a half an hour live stream every day. But if I can do it longer, I will. I just be having other things to do. I got a barber shop that I've been doing a lot of electrical rewiring in here lately. Probably shouldn't be talking about that, but I just been doing that for most of the day, and today's Sunday. So I also went to church today, but yeah. So matter of fact, Camp Humphreys, Korea was my second military base, Camp Humphreys, Korea. And I took that assignment so that I can get to Japan. And I spent, like I said, 1 year in Korea, 2 years in Japan. And then after that, after Japan, I went to Fort Walton Beach, Florida, and I spent 5 years in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. And then after that, I went to Vilseck, Germany. I spent 3 years in Germany, and then I went to what's the name of that? Holloman, New Mexico, where I retired at. I loved Holloman was nice too. I didn't have a bad assignment in the military. I'm gonna be honest with you. Shaw Air Force Base was my first one, Sumter, South Carolina. Then, like I said, Camp Humphreys, Korea, Okinawa, Japan, Eglin, Florida, Vilseck, Germany, and then Holloman, New Mexico. And like I said, that's where I retired out of. So that was a great time. I enjoyed it greatly. I would not go back in, but I loved it. And just like my partner who was just talking to me on YouTube, those are the people that I miss. Like, since I've been out the military, I have not been able to find people to relate to like I was able to in the military. So military brings a great community of people. You have people around you all the time. It's more like a family. At least that's how it was for me. So, yep. I don't miss the military, but I do miss the people. I miss the people greatly. I had 5 deployments. I was in my first deployment was to Saudi Arabia. Second deployment was, I think, Kuwait. Kuwait. Let me think. So I went Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, Pakistan, Afghanistan. Afghanistan was my last deployment. And after that, I decided I didn't want to do it no more. So I ended up having, I had a short tour in Korea. I had a short tour in Qatar, and I had a short tour in Afghanistan. So I had 3 short tours. And that's one reason why I went ahead and retired when I did, because I was scared. So all my short tours came so early in my career. I just knew they were going to hit me with another short tour. And I just had my 2 boys, and I just didn't want to leave them. So after I had my kids, I decided no more deploying for me if I could at all avoid it. And Vilseck, Germany, luckily, blessedly, however you want to put it. I don't believe in luck. I am a blessed individual, so don't need luck. Yeah, so when I got to Germany, I was in a one-man position and they never deployed me. So I was blessed. I was in a TAC-P community when I was in Vilseck, Germany. And that was a tactical air control party. They worked closely with the Army doing air support. So anybody got any questions? Anybody? And even if you want to come on and join me, you could join me on Facebook or you can join me on YouTube. It does not matter. Excuse me, I say Facebook. I am not on Facebook right now. I am on TikTok and I'm on YouTube. If somebody wants to come in and talk about anything, I'm not really interested in doing any battles. I don't understand all that stuff, so I'm not doing it. But if somebody wants to talk about some dog training, or I don't care what we talk about, we can talk about some military if you want to. I'd be having people ask me all the time to tell their kids, like, I got a son who says he wants to go in the military. Can you give him some advice? All right. So advice on housebreaking a new puppy. That is the question. My best advice on housebreaking a new puppy is get a crate. As soon as you get your dog home, you need to focus the first 2 weeks, and some dogs it might take longer, but you should focus the first 2 weeks on just putting your dog in the crate, walking it outside, bringing it back and putting it in the crate. I know this sounds weird and some people think it's cruel, but what I'm saying is when you bring a new dog home, the best thing you can do is let it get familiar with this environment, to the sounds and to all the people that are in the environment without getting overexcited. A lot of times, new dogs, especially, they get excited from all the excitement that's going on. If you got kids or you have just a lot of people walking around inside your house, the excitement can make it so they have little accidents. And I tell people, you should take your dog. Let me do this one more time. I'm going to do it just like I did yesterday. I'm going to show you some tips. I tell everyone you need to get at least 2 leashes, 2 cheap leashes, the cheapest leashes you can find. These are the cheap leashes right here. So one leash has this hook in it. The other leash, I cut the hook on. Now, whenever you put your dog in the crate, this leash, the one with the cut end on it, this one right here, this should be attached to your dog for at least 6 months while your dog is in the house. I know people are like, why for so long? But just hear me out. When you bring your dog home, hook this leash to your dog. And the reason why it's cut is so if they're running through your house, it doesn't get stuck on anything. Like it doesn't get hooked around something and they yank the chair down or something like that. So you want to cut this in so they can run through the house freely. Then what you do is you connect this to the dog. You let the dog run around. Now, this is after the first 2 weeks. I'm telling people, when you first bring your dog home, you want to crate train it. Crate training it is teaching your dog that they have a comfortable space in your house where no one will bother them. They won't get in trouble in that area. That's like their comfort zone. Kind of like your house is your crate. Your dog's crate is the crate inside of your house. Oiled up. Hey, we don't need no P. Diddy up in here. Take that out somewhere. I was just joking. So, well, I recommend it being a peaceful spot where no one will bother it. But some people say put it in an area where you can see the dog. But I don't think that's good because you want your dog to be able to go there and be comfortable. So right now I am in my office and my dog is in her crate in her office or in my office. So she's in her crate right now. Now her crate is a mansion of a crate for a dog. You could fit 4 of her inside her crate, but when I first got her, I did not give her that much space. If you have a like when your dog is a puppy, you don't want to give it enough space where it can use the bathroom in one area and then go to another area in the crate. You want the crate to be just big enough to where the dog can basically turn around in it. That's about it. Maybe do a little bit of stretching. But a lot of people make a big mistake and they make the crate too big. And the reason why a big crate is a bad thing is because if a crate is big, then a dog can create leverage inside the crate. And if a dog can create leverage inside the crate, then they can tear the crate apart and break their way out. So if a dog has high anxiety and does not want to be inside of a crate, then it will throw like little fits and they will do whatever they can to try and pull the crate apart. You have like what a lot of people don't understand. A crate teaches your dog to be calm. Look, let's just be clear. Military training and prison training, they don't give prisoners a whole lot of space. They give them small rooms. It's to make them kind of calm down. And I know this is bad sounding, but I'm telling you, the principle is the same and the principle is solid. Give your dog just enough space so that they can turn around. That's it. They don't give them enough space where they can use the bathroom and then move away from it, because they will. And the goal is you get your dog in the crate. When you wake up in the morning, you go to your dog's crate. Now, let's go back to this leash right quick. This leash should be hooked to the front of the crate. Your dog should see this leash at all times. As soon as you take your dog out of the crate, new puppies or not, I'm saying for the first 6 months, inside the house, this leash should be on your dog inside the house for the first 6 months. This is why. This is going to be your best friend. So as soon as you take your dog out the crate, you hook the leash onto its collar, you walk the dog straight outside. You do not play with the dog as soon as it comes out the crate. If you play with the dog as soon as it comes out the crate, you're bound to have an accident in the house. If you allow one accident in the house, the dog will smell that accident. It don't matter how much cleaning you do. Look, dogs have great, amazing, outstanding noses. If you give them the ability to find an area where they used the potty before, then I'm telling you, they will find that area and use the potty there again. My dog only uses the potty in one area of my yard. That's due to training. But what I'm saying is, hook this on the front of the crate. As soon as the dog comes out, hook it to the dog. 2 reasons for this being on the front of the crate. 1, so your dog sees it and gets familiar with the fact that she's going to be is going to be dealing with a leash a lot. It's a lifelong thing. It's not just a once in a while thing. Then it also makes it so you don't lose it and forget where it is. So you hook it on the front of the crate. Dog constantly looks at it when they look out the crate. Now you take the dog out. First thing you do, walk the dog straight outside. Outside first. Don't feed it first. Don't do anything. Outside to the potty. After the dog uses the potty, you're still holding on to the leash. Don't let the dog off the leash. Use the leash to walk the dog to where you want it to use the potty. Stand in that spot. Now, the biggest mistake most people make with their dog is they don't pay attention to their dog and they expect their dog to pay attention to them. So what I'm saying is, when you're doing this, when you take your dog outside on this leash, I want you to put 2 hands on the leash because you don't have this on it. That's why I recommend this one for when you're walking your dog, but not when it's in the house. This is the one for in the house. But when you're going outside to the potty, this one right here. Now, another thing I want you to focus on when you're taking your dog outside. When you open the door, you do not let your dog just run out the door. This is what we call threshold training. Whenever you cross a threshold, you stop your dog with this leash and you tell the dog to pay attention to you before they cross that threshold. So you open the door. Most people make a mistake because they don't walk their dog out the door with a leash. And that's how you get runaway dogs. Anytime a door is open, the dog darts out the door. If you teach your dog threshold training, you will not have a dog that runs out the door. So walk your dog to the door on the leash with the cut in. You open the door. Do not let your dog go out the door before you. You make your dog pay attention to you before you go out the door. Now it's a puppy, baby puppy. It's not, people ask me, what age is too young to start training? There's no such thing. Training starts the day your dog comes home with you. Now, you're not going to be telling your dog to sit and stay at 8 weeks old, but you are going to teach you how to walk to the door. And if you teach your dog how to walk in your house on a leash, then I guarantee you won't have any problems with teaching your dog how to walk outside. Most people are telling me, I got comments saying, I'm sorry. All right. Hey, I hope this is going to be about dog training. Well, I guess he denied me. I don't know. So anyway, what I'm saying is, teach your dog not to walk out the door before you walk out the door. That is what leash training helps with. If you put your dog on a leash before you walk it out the door, you will not have problems with that. Hold on, let me get this caught up. So if you teach your dog how to walk on a leash, you won't have a problem with leash training. All right, now, you walk your dog outside, and this is what I'm saying. When you get your dog outside, most people make a mistake because they're not paying attention to their dog. Most people want to check their phone or talk on the phone or do something. Look, when you're working with your dog, you're working with your dog. You don't do anything else. You don't talk on the phone. You don't do anything. When it's time for working with your dog, make time for working with your dog. Nothing else. I want 2 hands on the leash when you walk outside. That way, if the dog takes off running, if he snatches the leash out of one hand, he doesn't snatch it out of both hands. Now, you get out to where you want your dog to potty, you wait until your dog potties, and you even give it a word. I don't care what you give it. I tell my dog, go potty. That's what her word is, go potty. And she knows when I say that now, because I've been doing that with her for almost 2 years now. She knows, and she goes instantly. A lot of people are saying like, well, my dog doesn't let me know when to use the potty. What I'm saying is, if you make it a routine of set times that you take your dog to the potty, then your dog will just use the potty during those times. Hey, how you doing? Welcome back. Thank you again. If you make it a routine, like for me, when I get up in the morning, the first thing I do is I take my dog out to the potty. I let her use the potty. I bring her back in. We might not be going anywhere, but I bring her back in. And even now, as a full-grown dog, she still goes in her crate. She still grows in her crate. She is a crated dog, and there's nothing wrong with that. It actually is her safe and relaxing place. You don't hear my dog barking, which you never hear my dog bark. Matter of fact, the people who live in my house have probably only heard my dog bark one time, and she's 2 years old. Because I'm trying to say, if you crate train properly, you will not have a dog. My dog turned 2 years old September 27th. Now, once again, I was telling people she is a street walking stray found at 4.5 months old. And that's when I rescued her. So her and her brother were found on the street, and I got her just through the luck of the draw, which I'll tell more about that story eventually. But what I'm trying to tell people is, take your dog outside, let it use the potty, give the potty a name, name it something. So whatever you name it, it does not matter. You can name it googly boogly. It don't matter. Dogs don't learn words. People will keep saying to me, oh, I trained my dog in German. Big whoop. That just means you need to know a whole lot of German words. You could use sound effects. You could use anything. I saw a person who trained their dog in car parts. It doesn't matter what terms you use. Dogs don't learn words. They learn sound effects. They learn sounds. And it's so good that if you tell my dog to do something and you don't make it sound like me when you tell her, she's going to look at you confused, like that means absolutely nothing to me. You think that you could tell my dog to do something and she's going to do it. People are like, aren't you worried about people learning your dog's commands? No, because it's not the command, it's the sound. The dog learned the sound. You might know on the right, but your tone and your pitch is different than mine. Dogs don't learn words. People treat dogs like humans. And what I am trying to say to you, it would be better if you treated your dog like a wolf or a horse. Hear me out. A wolf pack, which dogs are pack animals. They like being part of a pack. That's why they do good with the family. Now, in a wolf pack, there is an alpha, and that is the leader. And a leader is often challenged. That's why it's bad to not have a good structure with your dog, like Simba. Simba thinks that it might be the alpha in the household because how everybody else cowers from it. What I'm saying is, if you establish a good structure, your dog knows you as the alpha. That's why hand feeding is important, because my dog knows all good things come from me. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. How do you produce the food for yourself later? You get where I'm coming from? So what I'm telling people is, dogs don't get a bowl of food in the morning in the wild. They don't get a bowl of food when they wake up. Every dog in the wild has to wake up and go find his food every day. But people ruin their dogs by sitting a bowl of food in front of them first thing in the morning. Dog didn't have to do anything. What I'm saying is, if you went to work and your job gave you your paycheck before you did your work, what kind of work do you think they're going to get out of you? Not much. The only benefit is I got to do it because I want the next paycheck too. But what I'm saying is, dogs don't have to do that in people's lives, but in the wild, they would have to. And that's what I tell people. Don't treat your dog like a person. That's part of the problem. What's wrong with people these days? We don't have to work as hard for things as we used to. And now we got all these mental issues going on because you got too much time on your hands. But let's get back to dogs. So what I'm saying is, the alpha wolf, which, like I said, when an alpha wolf does not produce the things that the pack needs, which are food, like if the alpha can't catch food, he won't be the alpha for very long, because the next dog in the pack is going to step up and be like, I can do better than what you're doing. We all starving here. Let me go at it. So that's one reason. If the alpha is not producing the things that is necessary for the pack to survive, then you will have a dog challenge you. If your dog is not happy, like you're not feeding it, you're abusing it. What I'm saying is, that is what will turn a dog into wanting to take over the pack. If people get bit. So what I'm saying is, make your dog work for his food is excellent. Yep. Tighten the bond and a good training exercise. That is a fact. So I make my dog work every day. There is no putting a bowl of food on the ground. If you've been watching my videos, I normally carry her food with me. And then when I have time, and this is another reason, somebody wrote me a comment and said, my dog eats 2 times a day. Well, if you're producing it at the same time every day, then you're building a habit that your dog is going to expect. And sometimes you're not going to be able to produce that habit. So what my training is when I have time, I have 2 cups of food with me and I feed it. Now, people are like, why are you wearing gloves? Because I might be at work and I don't have time to go wash my hands, but I have a pocket with plenty of gloves in it. I can just discard them as I go. But I hand feed because, 1, I'm building the bond. 2, I'm telling the dog, don't bite the hand that feeds you. And 3, it tells them who the alpha is. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but look, the alpha is the one that provides the meals, provides the structure and the sound effects to tell them which way to go. So pack animals, they learn how to work together. And the wolf makes noises. If you ever watch any wolf documentaries, you will see they will hunt in a pack and surround like an elk or whatever they're hunting. That main wolf is not using words, the alpha. The alpha is using sound effects, and they have a strategy. He'll be telling 10 different wolves, arr, arr, and one wolf will go left. I don't know what the sound effects are. All I'm saying is this is how dogs go. So a dog is more like a wolf than it is like a person. And people tend to talk to their dog like it's a person. And what I'm saying is, just make sounds. Just make sounds. It don't matter what the sounds are. The dog will learn them if you're consistent with the sounds. Now, by having the food with me and feeding it when I have time, I am telling my dog, just like on a hunt, every day an elk does not walk past a pack of wolves. Some days they don't even see an elk. They might have to chase down a rabbit. What I'm saying is, sometimes wild animals go up to a week without finding any food, and they're on their last leg by the time they find something to eat. So for people who think a dog can't go longer than a day without eating, I'm not saying don't feed your dog, don't go a day. But what I'm saying is sometimes to increase a dog's food drive, you might have to miss a day. Here it is. When my dog, now people think my dog is amazing, and I'm saying she is, but when she gets an attitude or stubborn, she won't eat. When she doesn't want to do something, she will shut down and just be like, I don't want to. If I correct her if I correct her in public, she really shuts down. She's like, oh my goodness, I can't believe you just did that in front of all these people. If I correct her too hard, she shuts down. When she goes to the doctor for a procedure, or I take my dog to the vet every month. When she first came home with me, she was scared to be seen. She was scared to eat in front of people. She didn't want to be seen using the bathroom in front of people. She still does not like to use the bathroom in front of people. Like, she does not like that at all. Like, I can't explain how that works. If I take her with me to work, I have two areas where I take her to the potty. One is as soon as we get to the building, and then the other one is on the back side of the building. If we go to the front of the building and people are walking from the parking lot, she's like, I don't want to go here. And she will just walk back to me and be like, I don't want to go here. She will number one there, but she will not number two there. So then what happens is I take her in with me. She knows not to use the bathroom inside the building. But when I get time, and see, this is what I'm saying. My dog cannot notify me when she needs to use the bathroom. That's not how it works for us. Yeah, she came with a lot of fear. No aggression. She was not aggressive at all. And I'm going to be honest with you. She has never shown any signs of aggression. And I'm saying when I first got her, I was very, very hard on her. Very, very hard on her. And the reason why is because I was not looking for a pit bull breed. She is a rescue. So I did not get the breed that I was looking for. I got a sign that said any dog would do. And I would like to tell that story, but she had no aggression. She just had a lot of fear. She was 4.5 months old. She was pretty much scared of everything. Now, I did run a few tests, and I would like to share with people what tests you need to run on a dog before you accept it as your dog. One test that I tell people, you get a can, like these are important before you. A lot of people make their first mistake on getting a dog just by picking a dog off of the way that it looks. That is one of the biggest mistakes you can make. Just because you think a dog is cute does not mean it's going to be the best dog for you. First thing, pick the dog that chooses you. Meaning, my next question was going to be about a pit. We want a staffy, but are nervous about, yes. Okay, and this is what I'm trying to say. So hear this out. When you're picking out a dog, the first thing I want you to do is get a soda can. Get a soda can like this. I want you to take it and fill it full of pennies. Not fill it, but put about 10 pennies inside of it. Make sure the pennies can't come out. Then that one is going to be when you meet the dog, when the dog's not looking at you. I want you to take the can and throw it so that the dog doesn't see it getting thrown. And if that dog scurries away from it in fear and whimpers, that's not a good dog. Don't pick it. I'm not trying to be funny. It might be a good dog for somebody, but it's not going to be the easiest one to train. So I'm saying if it scurries away. Now, if the dog is scared, but then turns around and goes and checks out the can, there's a good sign. Now, if you throw the can and the dog does not move at all, let's take a guess at what that means. It's not a fearless dog. It's probably a dog that can't hear. And a lot of people don't realize there are dogs that are born with disabilities. Some dogs can't hear. I was looking for a poodle. That's what kind of dog I want. So I'm a barber. Skill hands at work. That's me, Shaw. That's right. So I'm a barber. So I was like, I'm going to get a poodle because I can go ahead, shape it, make it look how I want, do all kinds of cool things with his fur, hair, whatever you want to call it. And so I went to this guy's house. It was about almost a 2-hour drive away. He had this all black poodle. He left it outside. He just got the dog. It was a boy. He just got it because he wanted to make mixed breed poodles, designer dogs. So he had a bunch of big other breeds, and he wanted to breed it with this poodle, but his poodle could not breed with any of the female dogs. Every last female dog was trying to kill this dog every time he got in, every time he tried to mate it with him. And he had big dogs, not little dogs. He was trying to make bigger breeds. So the guy couldn't understand. And when I walked up, the dog looked amazing. It was a beautiful looking dog. He was beautiful, but he was, and forgive me for saying this because I don't think the dogs are dumb, but the dog acted like he was just like dumb as a box of rocks. And I don't mean that in a bad way. What I'm saying is the dog would not stop barking. He was just jumping at the cage the whole time. And then as soon as the guy let him out, the dog just took off running as far away from us as he could. Now, I was thinking, because poodles are the second smartest breed of dog in the world. Like, I was thinking, this dog don't want to go with me. That's what I was thinking. Like, this dog clearly don't want me to be his owner. That's what he running from. But what I realized was, I don't think the dog could hear. And see, we can't see that or notice it because dogs have other ways of making it through their, like, they have a keen sense of sight. They have a keen sense of smell. They can feel vibrations. They can feel all these things. So their hearing might not be as important. But the reason why those other dogs would not breed with him is because they knew that dog was not a good genetic. Like, what I'm saying is, no one, human or animal, wants to breed with something that they know is a possibility that it will pass on to their offspring. Like, animals know this and they can sense it. So the other dogs were like really, really aggressive with this dog every time it got in the crate with him. The guy didn't know what was wrong with the dog. He couldn't tell, or he was just trying to get me to buy it and didn't want to tell me what he knew. One way or another, he was acting like he didn't know. He was like, man, I just can't figure it out. And he was calling the dog, and the dog never had any thought of coming back after hearing his name. So I was like, well, this dog really don't want to go with me. But I'm saying, I felt like from every sign that I saw, the dog did not have hearing. The female dogs didn't want to be bothered with it. And no matter how much he called that dog's name, the dog didn't even look back like he heard the guy speaking to him. This dog was just off on a run. So what I'm saying is, you get a can like this, you put some pennies inside the can. When the dog's not looking, you throw the can. This is for a puppy, any dog, it doesn't matter, but for a puppy. If the puppy jumps, you know it can hear. If it cowers and whimpers away or goes and hides behind somebody, don't get that dog. Don't get that dog. Not saying it's not good for somebody. What I'm saying is, don't pick that dog. The second thing that I'm saying is, if the dog does not choose you, do not choose the dog. I don't care if you're like, oh, this is the prettiest one out the bunch. I'm telling you, focus on which dogs focus on you. If you go to a litter, whatever dog feels like it will not leave you alone, like, oh my goodness, this dog is all over me, and the rest of the litter is off doing whatever it wants to do, I'm saying that is probably a better dog for you, because a dog that pays attention to you when you don't have anything for it is probably a better dog than one you have to constantly give something to make it pay attention to you. So the dog that likes you out the litter is probably the best dog for you. Now, we talked about the can. Another thing that I want you to go and do, get a water bottle, preferably bigger than this, but this size would work. What I want you to do is take rubber bands and wrap it around the water bottle like this. Then what you do when you have the rubber bands wrapped around the water bottle, once again, when the dog's not looking, you take the rubber bands and you just start, like, more than one rubber band. You take the rubber bands and you just start popping them and letting them go, hit the water bottle. That replicates fireworks, and it also replicates the sound of gunfire or something like that. Backfiring of a car. The pop, 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 pop. You just pop, 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 pop. Just keep popping them and see how the dog responds to it. If the dog responds to it, once again, by running and cowering, probably not the dog for you. But if the dog deals with it well, so what we have this can with the coins in it. We have a water bottle with rubber bands on it. And then we have, does the dog choose you? Those are the 3 tips that I tell people when they go and get a dog. If the dog enjoys the water bottle, if the dog enjoys the can, meaning it runs away, but then it comes back to check it out, that is a dog that probably is not going to be skittish. Like, people talk about dogs having high anxiety. If you, like, these are things that you can test before you bring the dog home. And if you run those tests on the dog, yes, and if you get a puppy, these are great environment things. Yep, I agree. So if you basically, I'm saying there's going to be something that's going to drop on the floor in your house. And if you have a dog that's skittish, they're probably going to run and make some other stuff drop. Basically, check this out. So I have a video on my TikTok of my dog getting her tail docked. Now, I did not get her tail docked for looks. I got her tail docked because she had a issue called happy tail. And happy tail is when your dog swings their tail so happy everywhere they go that they hit it on things, and some dogs break their tail, like literally break the bones in their tail. My dog's wasn't that bad. Her issue was she kept busting it open and it bleed everywhere. So I couldn't take her places with me when her tail was bloody. I mean, so basically she had to stay home in a crate. I got blood all over my walls. It's just horrible. Like, it is a horrible, horrible thing. Happy tail, yes. So if you look at the video, you can see how it's just like bashing back and forth on my heels. It would hit walls, hit corners of walls. When she sit on the ground on asphalt, she would just wear down her tail till it bled, and you could just see the wave marks on the ground and it didn't hurt her. Nothing hurt. Yeah, it was bad. But another thing, her happy tail also caused her anxiety. It caused me horrible anxiety. Oh my goodness. Once her tail was removed, both me and her were like breathing a sigh. Like, it was just a constant, like on a constant basis everywhere we went. It was like a notification system. And when she would walk by something, her tail would be so happy, she would knock something over. And then she didn't realize that she knocked something over, and she would scare herself, because it's like, you knocked it over with your tail and then you're going to jump and run from it. So that's why she got her tail docked. We did not do it for looks. Her tail, and this is what I try and tell people, if you pay good attention to your dog, the tail tells all. It told when she was having anxiety. It told me when she was happy. It told me when it was too hot outside. Her tail was my notification system. So my dog is a service dog. And what she helps me with is she helps me from blowing up in places that I would normally blow up in. When I get into, let's just say I'm at a customer service counter and things ain't going the way that I want them to. People aren't as polite as they used to be these days. So I have an issue sometimes with getting a little worked up. And my dog, she has helped me with getting worked up by notifying me that I am worked up. Yeah, you're right. So what happens is I can look over at her and see the position of her tail, and it tells how it's like a thermometer for me. If I look at her and she sees my energy getting amped up, she does not get excited. She actually gets like, she kind of like, the alpha is getting mad, and it's no telling what's going to happen when the alpha gets mad. So I stress test my dog. I don't do it as much anymore because now I trust her. So let's go back a little bit. And I was only supposed to be on here 30 minutes, but I'll stay on here longer because I am getting some engagement and I appreciate it. So when I first got my dog, I did not want a pit bull breed because I knew how people perceived them. And so with her being that breed, I felt like her training had to be top notch, or else. Yep, she does. She definitely senses it. When my blood pressure starts to go up, she senses it. So what happens is, and how we got to that is in the morning. And I want to say something to people. People think, like, if you look at my dog, when I raise my voice, her tail gets wagging faster. And I want to tell people why that is, because a lot of people think you're being mean to her. And I'm saying, that's not how this works. That's not how this works. So check this out. In the wild, this is what I'm saying. People treat dogs like people. In the wild, if an animal raises its voice, then it has to deal with something else coming to meet it. Like what I'm saying is, if a wolf raises its voice and says, I'm the biggest wolf in these woods, then another wolf could come and challenge that wolf. And if it's the biggest, baddest wolf in the woods, it don't matter who's coming to challenge it. But if it's not the biggest, baddest wolf, then a bigger, better wolf is about to show up and challenge the heck out of that wolf. So when I'm outside with my dog, working with her in the backyard, and I raise my voice, now, only thing I have to worry about is my neighbors, but I got a couple acres of land. So, well, almost 2 acres, but it's not quite 2. But so I don't have to worry so much about bothering my neighbors. But when I raise my voice in my backyard and I start yelling, my dog gets excited because she's like, oh my goodness, he's making all this noise and nobody's coming to challenge him. So she thinks she's running with the biggest, baddest wolf in the woods right now. That's what I'm saying. Nothing comes to challenge me. And if nothing comes to challenge me, she's like, oh goodness, this dude's not scared of anything. So then she gets excited because she's like, and I'm with him. And what I'm trying to get her to understand is everything in the woods behind my house is scared of her. And half the people too, even though she's not aggressive, she would not hurt a fly. So when people think you're yelling at your dog, what I want you to pay attention to in the videos is when I raise my voice, which is yelling to some people, watch how fast her tail just takes off. Her tail gets to going. The louder I talk, the more she just, and people don't understand it. But what I'm saying is an animal in the wild does not tend to live a loud life, because if a wolf makes a lot of noise before it eats, it's going to scare off all its food. If it makes a loud noise and another wolf is nearby, it's going to get a bear to come challenge it. It's going to get a wolf to come challenge it. Anything can come challenge it. So when people see that, to me, that's a misconception. I'm not making it seem like I am the dog analyst. I have not gone to college for any of this stuff. What I'm saying is National Geographic just happened to be my best friend. So anyway, what I'm saying is, I don't know, to pick a dog. Yeah. Hey, they think they're playing. That's what I'm saying. We're having fun now. And that's what I'm saying. So my dog, how me and my dog have fun, because I also get comments talking about all you do is tell your dog what to do. And it's like, well, that's how we interact with each other. Like, how we have fun is doing training. And then I just put the videos up because it's easy content for me to do. But that's how we interact. That's how we have fun. And she really likes the fact that she knows we're connected. And giving her a reward shows her that we're connected. Like if I tell her to go on my right, like you'll see when I say, ah, as soon as I say that, she just stops. She's like, where am I supposed to be? I didn't have to train her to do that. That's just from saying ah enough that she knows, okay, let me hear what he said I had to do again. And she just don't make no moves until I give her another command. But let's go back, because I really want people to understand picking a dog is the first thing that you're going to do correct in dog training. Pick a dog that likes you. Pick a dog. Oh, my sounds are too high. Pick a dog that loves you. Pick the dog. Pick the dog that chooses you. The dog that chooses you is the dog that's for you. The dog that you choose is probably the one you're going to have a hard time with. And most people choose their dog off of looks. So what I'm saying is, don't pick the one that you think looks the best. Pick the one, man, this boy is way too hot. Pick the one that chooses you, not the one you choose. Also, run those tests that I told you to run, the can, the water bottle, and then if it comes to you, I'll also check the dog out really well. Check its paws out. Big paws tend to mean it's going to be a bigger dog. There's people have a misconception about runts and litters. I do not believe that a runt is a problem dog. I believe a runt is the one who has to work the hardest in the litter to get what is required. Because if they put a bowl of food down, the runt is the one who got to work to get in that bowl, because all the bigger ones can just get in there sheer off of size. So don't discount the runt. it could turn out to be the best dog in the beginning or in the end. Another thing, so like I said, I was looking for a purebred dog. I wanted a poodle, and I wanted it because I didn't want it to shed, which my dog doesn't shed bad. She doesn't shed much at all. I brush her, and that helps. And I also give her, like I said, I give her omega-3. I give her 3 omega-3 tablets a day. They're equivalent to one that I take. I take 1 omega-3. She takes 3 omega-3, but my one has the same as her 3. I just get it because hers is cheaper than mine, but I still give her 3, but her 3 equal up to mine. Then I give her a vitamin D, the same vitamin D that I take. I give her a vitamin E, same vitamin E that I take. And then we both take a tablespoon of olive oil every day. Yeah, hey, I didn't know that, but runts are actually good dogs. I use for dog food, I use Costco's. I just get Costco's salmon. It's the salmon, and I've been using that. I might have switched to something else once or twice. Like I think I tried the beef and potatoes once, but I just give her the salmon. She seems to love it. I don't change up her dog foods. I typically only do dry foods. When I first got her, I was doing dry foods every day of the week, and then I would give her a canned wet food on Sundays, like for Sunday dinner, give her a Sunday dinner. But I stopped doing that. I just give her dog food because I found that when working with your dog, hand feeding is the way to go. And if you stop hand feeding, it's hard to get back to hand feeding again, because what I'm saying is when a dog, yeah, salmon is good. I haven't looked at any other ones. I don't know what that is. Origin kibble. I I'm gonna be honest. I haven't looked into any other dog foods. Costco just happens to be one of my favorite stores. I just left there today. Just left, and the reason why I love it so much is because I got a nice fire pit in my backyard, and I'm building it out of rock and ash. And so I grab as many boxes as I can on the way out of Costco. Every time I go, I get, I probably walk out with more boxes than I do groceries. But anyway, I go to Costco every Sunday. Yep. Yep. Every Sunday. Costco every Sunday. I got a Costco like 2 miles from my house. It's probably 3 miles, maybe. Let's just say between 2 and 3 miles from my house. I love it. Um, I had a German Shepherd probably maybe 15, 16, maybe longer than that. When I was stationed in Fort Walton Beach, Florida, I had a German Shepherd, and I was using a food that I really enjoyed, but I don't know. Costco, I just like Costco's brands. Costco tends to use name brand things, and they just put their generic label on it. When I look at some of the Costco things or Kirkland brand, and then I look at their counterpart, I just see they have the same ingredients in it. Even like the dishwashing liquid, instead of getting Dawn, I get Kirkland's blue dishwashing liquid. It's the same thing. So I'm just that type of person where I'm just like, Kirkland's dog food, it seems amazing. She loves it. Salmon, however you want to pronounce that. So I do, that's all I feed her. Yeah, yeah, my dog likes it, and I haven't had any issues with her. I heard that pit bull breeds get hot spots from chicken. And so I try to avoid anything with chicken, but I'm gonna be honest, anytime I give her anything with chicken, and when I say try to avoid, I don't really, she does not eat it. So she kind of knows what's good for her and what's not. My dog tells me a lot of things. Like I shoot video, so I got a lot of content of her on YouTube. You can watch some of those videos. Shaw Speaks. I'm live on both platforms right now, YouTube and TikTok. So you could be on either one right now and still be talking to me. But I just use Costco brand because it's convenient. And then the only other thing that I give her is I give her bully sticks. That's it. Bully sticks and the Greenies dog chews. I don't give her anything other than that. Some people think that's cruel, but I don't do treats. I think that people over spoil their dogs and then they expect their dogs to be great. And I give my dog the bare minimum, and she's amazing. I mean, when I say the bare minimum, I'm saying a dog in the wild gets nothing. They don't get pillows. They don't get uh couches to jump on. They don't get all that stuff. And people think I'll let my dog be a human. And then I want it to, people just train their dogs for party tricks. When a friend comes over, watch this, give me your paw, watch this, roll over. It's like, great. But then it goes over in the corner and pees on the floor. So what I'm saying is, let's get back to what we were talking about. When I give my dogs a treat, they might, yeah, okay, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You can make treats for it. So sometimes I haven't done it in a while because I feel like when I gave my dog peanut butter, she would get real ashy, like dandruffy. So I stopped giving her peanut butter, and that's why I give her the omega-3 and the olive oil and stuff like that. And like I said, I use the olive oil too. So I put it on olive oil on my face, beard, elbows, and like I said, I take a tablespoon of it every day. She has, yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's very happy with the way that we do things. I'm not gonna lie, if I was to offer her a couch to get on, I'm sure she would love to get up on the couch, but my dog has never been in my kitchen, never been upstairs. She does not go in any bedrooms. She don't get on any couches. But that's not what she's here for. So my dog is a working dog. She's a service dog. Hey, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Whew. All this gray saying otherwise. Hey, but so my dog doesn't get all the plush comforts of life, but I don't want it to be hard for her to get up and want to work. Like, I'm so comfortable in this place. And then I'm like, come or heal. And she's like, I don't want to move. It's like, no, we gotta go. Uh-oh, what just happened? Hey, I don't know what just happened, but my phone got light on, or it looks like it's trying to go off on me. Anyway, my phone just got super, super light for some reason. It don't matter. As long as it's still running and they ain't about to shut off on me, my phone is at 57%. But I guess what I was saying, if you want to get the best out of your dog, treat your dog more like a dog. Matter of fact, treat your dog more like a wolf. And then you be the pack leader. And what I'm saying is, I take my dog outside, I make my dog work. And then after she works, what is going on here? I don't know what's going on. Can y'all still hear me on TikTok? Okay. All right. I see the love. So I'm assuming that's a yes. Something has happened to where it's asking me for some safety feature or something. But anyway, I take my dog outside, I make my dog work. And then after she works, then we get food. And that is kind of like I'm saying, we're going on a hunt. So one thing I used to do, and I stopped doing this, I had this pill I could show you. Let me grab it right quick. Hey, for some reason it's saying my live stream is going to end in 5 minutes on we have detected inactivity during your current live. Complete the verification to continue. It ain't giving me an option to. What is going on here? Like, TikTok is definitely causing me problems right now. I can't even stop it. Oh boy. It looks like they're gonna kick me off in 5 minutes, y'all. So don't know what I'm supposed to do. It's saying we have detected inactivity during your current live. Complete the verification to continue your current live. But it's not giving me any way to complete anything. What the heck? All right, so it won't even let me in the live right now. It won't let me do anything. I don't know what to do, yeah. So can y'all still hear me on TikTok? All right, I'm gonna close out the app and I'll just start it back up. My bad, y'all. Something happened. Yep. So TikTok just kicked me off. I don't know why it kicked me off, but how long have I been live on YouTube? Anybody know? Looks like my first comment was at 7:09. So I've been on here over an hour. Hey, this looks like it's gonna be easier, especially when I have people who are chatting with me on TikTok. That just made it a whole lot easier. For some reason, it's not looking like it's gonna let me go back live on TikTok either. I don't know what's going on, but I had fun. I've had fun doing this, and I guess I will do it again another day. It's probably telling me that I've done more than enough for one day. TikTok don't seem like it liked me all that much. Well, it says it's loading. I think it probably don't like the fact that I'm streaming on 2 different platforms at the same time. It is not letting me go back live on TikTok. So, man, it's not giving me any activity. TikTok is like, nope, you're done. You're done. Hey, but I had fun with this though. I am seeing that if I do it like this and go live on 2 platforms at the same time, I have a much better chance of getting interaction with people. So I think this is probably what I'm going to do is just do both platforms at the same time. I have no activity on TikTok right now. Well, I guess I can plug my phone back up. But anyway, what else is there to talk about? I was getting all the information from the people who were commenting on Tickety Talk, and now I don't know what people would want to talk about. I only have one other person in here because the other person that's on my live right now is me. I'm watching it from my iPad because for some reason it feels like my TV is going out now all of a sudden. I don't understand what's going on here. But it says something has gone wrong with my activity on TikTok. Please try again later. I don't know what that was, but it's clear TikTok didn't want me on any longer. So they kicked me. And it's fine because I have other things that I can do, even though I can't watch anything right now. Oh, now it's working. Now you want to work. But I think I'm going to end it. I'm not going to go back live again on TikTok. I think I'm done for the evening. I went over an hour, just barely, but I did. So I want to say thank you to the kid. Hey, I appreciate everybody who tuned in. Much respect. I ain't going to go off just yet. This dog training is actually starting to pick up for me. I have not been putting up much content about dog training on YouTube because it seems like the people on YouTube really don't care about my dog training all that much. But for some reason, TikTok is picking up very, very fast for me with the dog training, and I am enjoying it. So I will be coming on here every day and going live on both YouTube and TikTok at the same time. And I will be answering any comments that I can answer. So once again, I thank y'all, everybody who tuned in. Much respect, much love, and we out.